Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out Ys Origin. This is about to be released, well when I'm recording this, you're not going to see it until a day after it's out, from .emu, who ported the PC game over to the Vita and PS4, except the Vita version came out like 3 months later, because, god damn it. Let's go have a quick look around first. There's not that much to see in the options menu. Everything here just makes sense. You don't have to worry about any of these options not making any sense outside of context. So we're gonna load straight into my game. My game is this save file here. I've been playing for about 2.5 hours now, and I have played as both characters at least a little bit, so I can tell you about that. This is a little weird though. It says that this save file was saved at 4 o'clock and 54 seconds, and this one was saved at 4 o'clock and 14 seconds. Despite the fact that they were saved like half an hour between each other. And this one was saved second. I don't know. And also some of the text in this UI is really small and kind of hard to read on the Vita screen, but not too big of a deal. Everything that you really need to pay attention to is pretty large. So, I just finished a big boss and I'll be happy to show you it once we've done a little bit of dungeon crawling here. But this is Ys, basically. Ys Origin, to be specific, you have one of two characters, they have a main attack. This main attack is a combo of a few attacks. I need to avoid the fire that's on the ground. And you just hit square. That's basically it. Like, this game is very... I don't want to call it Dynasty Warriors-y, but it's the best comparison I've got. Your main attack is where you'll be doing most of your stuff with. There is a couple of variations on your main attack, like you saw that I did a slam from up in the air with the axe there. That is an attack you can do. And you can also do a couple of things like, if you just stop moving and hit square just as you stop moving, you'll do another special kind of attack that will reduce the defense of whatever it hits. But I've found that attack quite hard to pull off in general usage, just because the timing on it is really tight. We do also have special attacks, so if I hold the circle button, I create a skywards beam of death that just kills everything that happens to run into it. It has an MP usage, but thankfully your MP recharges really quick, so you don't need to worry about conserving your MP. Your MP it's more than capable of taking care of itself. You don't have any health recovery items though. Some monsters do drop MP. But, HP, sorry, not MP. But you still need to be fairly careful. I'm not doing too great on health, but due to the fact that I'm getting massive amounts of experience on this floor, I'll probably level up pretty soon. And I'll get all my health back from that. When that meter in the bottom left is full up, you hit it and you go into your super mode. Your super mode, you deal more damage, take less. And there's a couple of other things about it as well, but I honestly can't remember them off the top of my head. But the more attack, more defense option is, you know, that's more than reason enough. Oh hey, a cutscene. I was hoping I'd find one of these. Dog going off outside, I apologize for that. Well, I'm not Hugo, but I can help you out. If you don't mind being saved by me instead. No voice acting, unfortunately, but I don't think the original game had it either. So, not the worst thing in the world. So, if I hit... Oh, I can't hit start while I'm in combat. That's unfortunate. And I can't leave either. It would be nice to, equip my... It would be nice to equip my other attack for this, but unfortunately I don't think I will be attacking, and I don't think I will be surviving this room either, because I am going to be really unlucky. And yep, down I go. And I have to hit retry. Which puts me right back in this room. And immediately dead again. Oh, great. This is going to be surprisingly annoying. Right, if I can kill one of these sons of bitches again without taking a hit. Yes! Leveled up, got all my health back. Awesome. Alright, you die now. There we go. The gameplay is actually pretty difficult. It's very simple, but that just adds to the difficulty because you only have a certain amount of tools to take care of everything. All the enemies are different, and I was taking a fair bit of damage there. There are things you can do to mitigate this, and we'll be showing them off at some point. But for now, we'll just go through the rest of this text. Most of the floors tend to go like this. You tend to go in, find monsters to kill the monsters, find a cutscene or two to do, find some objects, use those objects to unlock the boss door. That's pretty much the entire sense of the plot. Why are all the dogs going off now? They've been fine for the past 2 hours. But as soon as I start up my video recording, everybody gets pissed off. And I don't know why. Oh look, another cutscene. Well, another person, I should say. Might as well talk about the writing while we're here. The writing is pretty good. Nothing too amazing, but it's well written. Characters are given some nice detail. It's based on the XC translation for the PC version back in like 2012, wasn't it? So obviously it stands to be pretty good. Nothing too out of the ordinary for XC. And I'm gonna skip the rest of this cutscene. Oh, I got the red moon crest. That'll probably get me into the boss fight. The crests have... That's basically all the crests have been doing. This entire time, if I get a crest, it's a boss fight key. That's basically all it is. Might as well talk about a couple of the other weird mechanics this game's got. It does have leveling up, and you do gain XP for killing stuff. That much is obvious. The trick to it all is that the more monsters you kill in a short period of time, and I should say the more hits you make in the shorter period of time, the more XP you'll get when you eventually kill a monster. You can see down the bottom there that there's a XP counter that's slowly dripping away counterclockwise. That is the XP timer, and if it runs out, I lose my XP bonus. But of course, if I get hits, it puts that back up. And taking them all out gives me bonus XP. Simple mechanic, doesn't really do much for you, but it's great for grinding, actually. I should show off my my extra ability here, because it'll be more useful. So yeah, this is my other ability. That's the first one you get, the Whirlwind. And the Whirlwind it literally is just a whirlwind. You just strike everything around you and it hurts like hell. Which is nice. Nice to have when you're in trouble. Which is why I wanted to equip it in the middle of that fight we just had. But for some reason, when you're in the really difficult fights, the game won't let you pause. It's kind of unusual like that. There are a couple of other things too. You can see how there are those weird things down there. The sword, the shield, and the magic symbol. I don't know exactly what those improve, but I'm going to assume attack, defense, and speed. And you get those powered up by... Okay, I'm assuming that's where the blue moon crest goes. I assume you... Yeah. Let me try that again. You get those little weird crests by killing enemies, and it works the same way as the XP timer. It slowly counts down. We've been getting a lot of MP as well, and no, it's not MP in this game, it's SP. And what SP does is it lets you do things like strengthen your boots or your leggings, increase your resistance to elemental conditions, and increase your drop rate. Just basically everything that's here. And you can increase it by spending the SP, and these upgrades are, well, for the most part, they are permanent. So that'll give me more health. More health from healing, extend drop item effects. Yep, you get the idea. It's all pretty basic stuff. I'll hold on to what I've got, and just to be safe, I will save my game right now, because the game does like to send you back to previous points without warning you. Kinda sucks, but nothing too wrong. The other character that you can play is... Oh, I guess I do have to use this here. And that'll probably open that... Yep, there it goes. Pretty obvious. The dungeon design in this game is really simple. Like, basically, there are no dead ends. There are no red herrings, for the most part anyway. It's just really simple, end to end. Find an object on one side of the dungeon, take it to the other side of the dungeon. No fancy tricks, no massive gameplay changes. It's just out and out combat. And I'm guessing the main reason you would want to get this game is how much the combat appeals to you. If you don't mind your combat being more about tactics, placement, and timing over any sort of, well, not so much tactics, placement, and timing, but more like placement and timing of your button attacks, versus like having a good amount of attacks that you have to swap between for every enemy, you'll probably get a kick out of this. If you don't mind your games being more Dynasty Warriors-y than Devil May Cry-y is what I'm trying to say. If you don't mind that, you will probably have a good time with this one because the end-to-end dungeon design really does support that. And the bosses too. The bosses are huge fuck-off things. They are majorly just... They are big creatures that you just have to wipe the floor with. It's an East thing. I'm guessing that's a spring pad I unlock later. Oh, would you look at that? A jumping puzzle. Jumping puzzles in this game kind of suck just because of the fact that the game's isometric. It's kind of hard to tell exactly where you are on screen at times. It can get a little annoying. Just a little bit. But thankfully the game does have these little symbols on the ground that you can, Oh, this might actually lead to the boss. I want to be very careful here. I want to unlock the statue by killing all the red dudes. But yeah, the combat's fast, the combat's fun, not very deep, but there's lots of different kinds of enemies. They've all got different kinds of attacks, and it's just enjoyable to beat the shit out of something. The game's graphical presentation works for it as well. I mean, the backgrounds, all the 3D backgrounds and stuff, it's from a 2006 PC game, and it looks like a 2002 PC game. I understand that that may not be to some people's tastes, but it keeps the game running mostly smoothly, and it still works alright in the process. Let's see what's through here. It's probably a boss fight. Yeah, this is definitely a boss fight. I might as well give it a go. I'm probably going to die once or twice, because this game does expect you to grind a bit. I'll skip the rest of this cutscene. We don't really need to see it. Although I can't outright skip it. But, oh well. But yeah, as I was saying, so the actual, like, 2D sprites and... The actual 2D sprites and actual combat and presentation of the combat is, for the most part, smooth and enjoyable. I'm going to show you one of the big bosses after this boss fight, and once I do... Well, this might not even be a boss fight, this just might be a cutscene, but... Yeah, the bigger bosses tend to drop the frame rate a fair bit, and it's kind of unfortunate. The game remains controllable under duress, but yeah, it does have some noticeable downticks. It is still pretty well optimized though. Alright, Kishgal the Peerless. Oh Jesus, he's got a fucking ice sword. Okay. He's also got a really long freaking health bar. Not the best situation in the world, but we will try and deal with it. Most of the bosses you'll die to at least once because of the... Well, because of a couple of things. One, you don't get any health back during the boss fights, so you go in with one health bar and that's all you get, son. Was that supposed to lose fight? Usually you get a game over immediately after that. Oh, I guess it was. But yeah, you got a little bit of a boss fight there. I will go and I will load the, Actually, I'll load the other character first, just so you can see how he works, and I can talk about the rest of the content this game has to offer, because I remember reading reviews for East Origin a while back just because, I got a silver harmonica, okay. What was I saying? I completely forgot what I was saying. Thanks. I've never been distracted by a goddess giving me a silver harmonica before. But apparently that's a thing. Oh yeah, I was reading East Origin reviews back the day it came out on PC, and it told me a bunch of stuff about the game. So, yep, we'll just wait for the cutscene to finish. It's actually it's gonna send me back to the bloody thing, isn't it? Yeah, okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna close the game, and we're gonna go back into it. The loading times aren't that long, thankfully. So, yeah, there is a bunch of extra content in this game. You do get a boss rush, and you do get a arena mode, and you can take that with any of the 4 characters that are in the game. You get you get the 2 characters here on the loading screen, just at the start. That's all you get. That's all you get. Then you get a 3rd character who's one of the story characters. Then you get a doll from Ys for finishing the game. I think, I can't remember for certain, who you can also take through the boss rush and the arena mode. And there's also like 5 different difficulties you can play the game on. So that's actually, if you like the game, you'll get a fair amount of playtime out of it. Your general first playthrough, according to reviews, is like 10, 12 hours, maybe. So here we are with, what's-her-face? I do not remember this guy's name. And this is his main attack. It's... feels like I'm playing Darius Burst. But, yeah. I'm not usually meant to be this strong. I'm pretty well upgraded at this point. It's mainly just, like, XP grinding. We can go back and we can fight a boss with this guy. Then I'll go and I'll fight one of the really big ones. And that'll do for this video. Because this is basically the entire game. This is like the first dungeon you go to, by the way. The dungeon's actually a tower that goes on up, and I was about, I don't know, about like a third, just over a third through the dungeon at that point in the other game. So, yeah, I'd just been the 2nd major boss. But I'd fought like 4 or 5 bosses overall in that time period. But yeah, that's a pretty basic example of this guy's... Oh yeah, he's also got this, which is like a force shield. It doesn't actually protect him from any attacks, it just knocks something back that touches him. It's a little weird. It makes this guy not as satisfying to play as Unica, who's the axe girl, because he's just, his attacks just aren't as satisfying, although it is kind of neat to see them all burst into flame just by shooting them with this thing. I mean, just based purely on the first, like, 15-20 minutes of the game with this guy alone, the layout of the dungeon and all that seems to be about the same. The story seems to go about the same. Nothing too out of the ordinary, you know? It is roughly the same game between them, just they have different abilities and stuff. Right, it's these 2 again. Hit square and just let it skip again. The music's fine too. It's Ys. Like, I got no problem with Ys music. It fits the mood. It does really well. It just doesn't... It isn't something I'd go and put on my standalone music playlist, but then again, there's very few video game music songs that I would put on my standalone music playlist, so it's not like it matters. Hello, Epona. Yes, that is the name of Link's horse. I was a little bit weirded out by that as well. Holy shit, I'm slow. That took me a little while to get used to. Okay. I need to remember that I can jump, and that does actually help me out somewhat. Unfortunately, with Mr. Long Range Magic Attack here, you can't actually lock his direction. As far as I can tell, anyway, the shoulder buttons don't do anything. Although it's notable, it's neat that she, you can't actually... Yeah, that's what it looks like when he bursts, by the way. His, shots get wider. Alright, let's go back to the title and, actually fight a gigantic boss, and then we'll call this video off, because this video is, like, 20 minutes long already. Jesus, I can never keep track of the time when I play these... games on video. I have a horrible sense of time spent. It's mainly the reason why I can't tell you how long I've been spending playing a game if it doesn't have a clock. Just because I just get lost. I just get lost in the world of time perception. I'm gonna let this cutscene play out because I think it's kind of funny. It almost looks alive. Thank you. Thank you for your input. How about you predict next week's lottery numbers for me? So, yeah, it's, yeah, these are the big bosses. The big bosses are big bosses. They are a pain in the ass because they have tons of health, and you have to spend time not only to figure out the mechanics behind them, but also to, you know, actually beat the shit out of them in the first place. And I hate this boss in particular because he turns around and tries to shoot you in the face with a beam of electricity. So, you know, pretty typical for an East boss. Man, after having played, flippin' what's it called? After having played, bloody East 8 and East Memories of Salsetta, it's weird going back to a East game that feels this old. And it, well, technically is this old, because it's 10 years old. But I'm still enjoying it. The combat is fun. Repetitive, but fun. It looks fine. It runs mostly fine. You've seen some of the, performance problems already. As soon as we came into the fight, it was like, it just dropped frames like a mofo. Oh, Jesus. Oh no, I know what he's doing now. Just get a couple of hits in before he goes into his, Dark Souls fan tribute. There is a boss that did that in Dark Souls, or something similar in Dark Souls. I just can't for the life of me remember because it's been so long since I've played freaking Dark Souls. But yeah, I don't mind it. Decent enough port. And it's an East game, so it's good. Like, it's an East game, so it's good. That's the best recommendation I can give you. More or less. I'm horrible at this. Why the hell have I been doing YouTube for 5 years? What the fuck have I been up to? I haven't improved one bit. I'm still the same dimwit that... Ow. I'm still the same dimwit that was, still the same dimwit that was doing videos a few years ago. Alright, he's, Yep, there's the last piece of his armor. I gotta knock this off before I can start attacking the head. There we go. Now I can attack the head. As if I can get to the head with all these bloody balls flying off it. There we go. Just spin to win. That's away. But yeah, it's a good game. I don't mind it. I'd probably say go for it. If this combat doesn't look too repetitive to you, go for it. You'll have a good time. It doesn't require too much in the way of smarts for solving puzzles or anything. It's mostly just take object A to place B. That's it. And we're pretty much done. And you cannot jump off ledges. Trust me, I've tried too many times. So yeah, this has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time.